Australian Gamer Show.
Welcome to The Gap.
That's right. It's a combined podcast between Australian Gamer and The Gap. Tonight we're going to be talking about games we've been playing. The iPad Game Jam AVP Classic gets... I don't understand what you fucking wrote. Multiplayer. And We Fit saved a woman's life.
I wouldn't call it a combination of Gap and Australian Gamer. I call it more like an orgy because there's so many of us and we're sitting so close together right now. I feel like we've got this sexual connection.
I would have preferred
far enough away.
The other way around. I would have preferred that We Fit got multiplayer and AVP saved someone's life.
Hey, that would have been cool. I like that. We should do introductions here.
Oh, yeah.
We should actually explain what this whole mishmash crisscross thing is all about.
It's pretty simple. You know, Yug came down. We've had him on the show before. This is actually the first time Jung will be on the AG podcast.
This is true.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So there you go. So that's what we're bringing to the table. So we're bringing Jung and
cool
30
pens.
subscribers.
Well, hold on. Australian Gamer always bring Jay and Luke to the Gap podcast.
Yeah, and that's really worth nothing.
But who we got? We got me. I'm Yug. I'm down here in Sydney with the boys. Go around the table. Who else is here?
Jay's taking a drink.
I'm here, but I'm busy drinking.
Jay,
Hi.
you're Jay.
You're Jay.
Oh, can't people see me through this microphone? I don't understand.
Damn, I was going to make a racist joke.
We're not allowed to.
No, we're not allowed to.
He lectured us 2 minutes before the start of the podcast on no racist jokes, and then 2 minutes in, and he's already started.
I didn't.
That's
though.
amazing.
That's the whole point. So yeah, keep going.
I'm Job.
I'm Heath.
Luke from Australian Gamer.
Jiggy Junglist.
Well, I've heard that they're calling you J Ray.
J Ray.
And it is
Ray.
taking off.
And it is taking off.
Hold on, I want to know: is this a name that you like, or is it?
His reactions are, we can't say either way.
Thy name is indifference.
See?
Cool. All right. Well, so how's this work? Come on.
We'll get things started. We'll talk about some games we've been playing recently. So we'll kick things off with Command & Conquer 4 beta.
Who's been playing that? I'm going to jump in before Jung gives us all an in-depth look at what the fuck is going on.
Before I get all heavy.
And I played for, about 7 minutes. I spent 6.5 minutes listening to the really epic lobby music that sounds like... I feel like I'm about to go through a fucking Stargate. That's how epic it is.
It is awesome.
It is so good.
It's cool.
And then I got into the game and suddenly I'm like... I had to pick a class.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And then it goes out of sync error. And then it kicks me out. I'm like, fuck this. Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Again, I want to jump in before Jeremy actually jumps on this.
No, I think he actually summed up the whole experience right there. Yeah.
Because like I'm a big CNC. I love the series. I love the game. I love the bad cutscenes and the horrible storyline and all that kind of stuff. So I was keen to actually try the multiplayer out. I was the same. I didn't quite understand pick your classes. What the fuck is this? I also didn't actually manage to get a game with anyone going, so I just started my own server and just I don't want to say played with myself, but I just did.
You just did.
So,
But you did, so...
and so it wasn't really all that exciting, really.
But
so.
did you comp stomp? Or
What?
did you take on AI? Or
No, can you do that?
Did you say comp stomp?
Yeah.
I heard.
Comp stomp.
Didn't know you could.
I didn't know you
stomp?
could put AI in that.
Me neither. I haven't tried yet. I've just been going for
Do you
multiplayer.
shave your head and
assuming.
become a compass stomper?
That's a really bad joke.
Oh,
We need to get this guy off the
Microsoft
podcast.
oh. You still hurt because I made that joke about how little you can
No racist jokes.
contribute.
Oh.
We're off to a great start here.
I'll drag us back on quickly. I had a quick match the other day. It took me 10 minutes to figure out that you weren't able to build structures in my first game.
Yeah.
Only one class is able to build structures. That's the defense class.
Yeah, that's really weird. I was like, what is going on? And I managed to win that game somehow. I'm not sure.
Isn't that an important part of RTSs?
Yeah, well, they've radically changed this one. I mean, for better or for worse, I guess. It's hard to say, but one thing I can say for sure is it's fun. I mean, despite all the out of sync errors, you might actually finish 1 out of 4 games because of these errors. But
It is a beta, so
yeah, it is a beta, and you got to be careful not to when it's it's a good thing that they've done this public beta thing, because you're really running the risk as a developer to have your beta deemed as the final game, and you get a whole bunch of people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to buy this game." But actually, the response has been really positive so far. It's a fun game. I wouldn't say suitable for competition in its unmodded state, purely because, for a few different reasons, but by far the main one is you can only do GDI versus Nod. No Nod v Nod, no GDI v GDI, and that would really suck as as a clan.
A flip of the coin deciding.
Exactly, yeah. You don't want to be practicing a Nod 5v5 strat, and the game is kind of meant for team games like 5v5 at the moment. That's another thing. If you're looking for a 1v1 game, like old RTSs, look elsewhere, because this is very much.
It's really curious to have an RTS that seems to be built with competition in mind, with this team-based stuff, and yet make such a fatal error. But it is good that it's something that they can pick up in beta. So
just curious, with this system, how you choose your actual class at the beginning, is that's definitive? That's in all the multiplayer matches, or do you have any option to actually just do it like you normally did, sort of thing? Where you,
no,
this
and
is the
what do you do
I mean,
in 1v1?
You can do a 1v1, but it's not really well balanced for 1v1. I mean, you're kind of like certain classes. They would have anti-air units, but they're not as effective as the other classes. And you pick your class in the game, so you join the game. I might pick a class which doesn't really have as good anti-air, and the other guy might pick support, and which is mainly air units. And I'm just unlucky if that happens. Kind of a rock, paper, scissors
that's
thing.
fucked. Do you think that's the kind of stuff they'll fix after they've tried this beta out a bit?
I think that's the direction they want to take. I mean, I don't think they meant for it to be a 1v1 game, which, might screw some people because, previous CNC games were.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's really bold to call this Command and Conquer 4. It is obviously... Sequels have to progress a video game, and so it would be a sequel, technically, but they had
to do something, man. I mean,
absolutely. You can't just keep doing the same
Besides,
thing.
am I like the only one that actually wants to play the single player and see what happens to Nod and Kane and GDI and all that kind of stuff?
Well, you'll definitely, I'll definitely do that to see the story, and also because single player to me is learning the game.
Yeah,
for multiplayer.
absolutely.
But they've got this current thing where it's like they're trying to be Modern Warfare 2 or something, where you unlock the units and structures as you play, and you level up with experience.
You get XP and that sort of stuff.
And that to me is just silly because...
Well, with that, I mean, if you do multiplayer, you've still got all the options to begin with, right? You don't unlock the multiplayer.
No, you literally,
so
when you start...
I fucking hate that.
When you're level 1, you are literally useless. You have the most basic infantry available.
I've got no problem with unlocking it in first-person shooters, unlocking better guns and stuff. It gives you something to aim for. Unlocking units in a fucking RTS is mentally retarded.
Yeah, but this is a beta, don't forget, and this could be just one specific mode they've given us. Whereas in the actual retail version, there could be separate modes. Like this could be.
Well, if you look at the Battlefield Bad Company 2 beta, at least they paint it very clearly as this is rush mode that you are playing on this single map. It's not like in the CNC4 beta. That seems like the game.
I think the leveling up thing is across all modes. The actual mode that you're playing is domination, where you have to take control over points on the map, similar to Company of Heroes, where the points that you control give you victory points, and when you get to a certain amount, then you win. But they've taken a lot of cues from different games. I mean, the whole class system is very much like World in Conflict, where one player controls the aircraft, one controls the armor, one the infantry, and as a team you're forced to work together to become greater than the sum of your parts.
Is it cheating if they release a game like this in beta, like an open beta? It's almost like, here's the game in a product that we feel is final. Oh, no, any problems that you got with it? No, it's just a beta, don't worry, we'll fix it all.
Well, no, if they'd made you pay for it, maybe, but it's free, it's not really cheating you. Okay. But I think it's a good idea to release a game that is so radically different as a beta.
I'm having fun with it, I gotta say.
I'm going to play through the single player, absolutely. I'll be interested to see if I can get into the multiplayer, but...
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I beat the other guy I was playing with one group of tanks. Like, I didn't need to... He was, like, combining all these different units with engineers.
Yeah, well, that was his first mistake right there.
I just went, tanks, go, rush.
It's Command and Conquer, what the fuck?
Yeah, you don't combine units. Like,
you rush.
Has he never played
CNC4 is far more about unit spam than clever unit combos.
But it looks cool.
It does. It actually looks pretty nice, the game,
Yeah.
They've done something different.
Yeah, the 14 seconds I played.
Yeah, the engineers actually surprised me in this one. It was like, I mean, engineers in most games, like the whole repair mechanic in most games is used to, if it's used mid-battle, it's a risky thing, and it might, you might keep something alive for just a little bit longer, a few seconds longer.
It's dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, or after the battle's over, then you save a few resources because you don't have to make a new unit. But in Command & Conquer 4, engineers it's the one unit that's available to every class. It's the one unit every class needs to make, and it is literally, it's the fulcrum on which the balance of CNC4 swings, because the repair beam is so powerful in CNC4 that it can create stalemates on the battlefield. Like if you can't
So
match...
it's unbalanced then.
Because every class gets it.
Yeah, everyone
But
gets
if
it.
it's creating stalemates, then it needs to be...
Yeah, I mean, it might be what they were going for. But, I mean, until you reach Tier 2 and you get AoE to damage all the little engineers, you're pretty much in a situation where, like, you've got, like, a couple tanks killing a couple tanks with, like, 50 engineers behind the tanks just repairing them. And then a couple tanks might concentrate fire on one engineer, and then the engineers just repair the one engineer. So the engineer spam tactic at the moment in CNC4 is pretty powerful.
I want to know if the engineers have their own theme song like they did in the first Command & Conquer. Does anyone remember that? No?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
All right, move on. They did. It was awesome.
So just one more quick question about it. So in terms of the way they're going with CNC4, is that the way RTSs in general should be going?
No. I think,
Is it even an RTS anymore?
Yeah.
they've...
Is it a
Real-time
tactical?
strategy.
Real-time
You know.
tactical?
Yeah, well, there's been a lot
Oh,
of
okay,
differentiation in the RTS genre
Yeah.
of late because a lot of people are afraid of StarCraft 2, basically. I mean, you look at Dawn of War 2, they got rid of the base building as well. Subcom 2, they're actually becoming a bit more streamlined. But I think, the last great RTS that we've seen, especially competitively speaking, is Company of Heroes. And, a lot of people are just afraid for when StarCraft 2 is going to drop. At the moment, all the RTS players, seeing as it's been 3 years, they're moving to MOBA games like Heroes of Newerth, League of Legends, and stuff like that.
Cool. Moving on?
Yeah. We've exhausted that one, yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
What do we got
else
next?
we got?
Should we talk about the other EA beta? Battlefield Bad
I
Competition?
haven't heard of that one. What is that?
It's that thing that we didn't get beta keys for.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Because we, were too busy during the day in which all 3,000 of them just got picked up by everyone.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Joe
That's-
gave them to school kids,
That's
basically.
really annoying.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk
And
about it
Americans.
if we got beta keys, yeah.
And American.
Oh, you gave them to
so.
Americans? Wow.
Well, probably. I'd have to guess.
Probably.
Who else is it owned?
Come on, Joby, tell us all about
Battlefield
the game.
Bad Company. Actually, it's a game that Heath's been playing, which is
And Heath.
For 30
Some-
minutes to an hour.
something very rare. Yeah,
Very.
it's very cool. I am really impressed with what they're doing with Battlefield Bad Company 2. The map that they've got is Port Valdez. It's a rush map, which basically you've got 2 points. As an attacker, you have to destroy these points. That unlocks another section of the map. And then you progress through, and you don't win the map until you've destroyed 8 of these points.
Right.
Right? And as a defender, you just have to stop them. That's basically it. As it stands right now, it's a little bit unbalanced on the side of the defender. It's a little bit too easy to defend. You can easily cause a shutout at the first 2 points, like straight up. And I've seen that a lot. But once you do get past that first point, suddenly the game balances out a little bit more. Attackers, they've done it somewhat well. Attackers start high. They've got tanks. They've got UAVs. They can blow shit up. And snipers have, they can shoot downwards, which makes things a little bit easier. Then you move into a level playing field. So everything, like both teams have tanks. One team has UAVs. Then the defenders get a fucking attack helicopter, and things get a little bit harder again for the attackers. The main focus is battlefield gameplay, these battlefield moments while you're playing with dozens of other people in a giant map, but they're trying to focus a little bit more by restricting how much of the map you can get to at one point. That's only rush mode. I'm sure they'll go back to. I'm sure they'll have their typical battlefield map modes. The giant capture this point, and you can also capture that point over the other side of the map, 2 kilometers away. But yeah, at the moment, it's very, very focused.
So you're having fun with it, though?
I am.
I'd just like to say, JB, that was an amazing monologue. That was great. Thanks everyone else for jumping in there and actually,
I don't think anyone's played it.
No
Just
one's
Joe.
played it. Yeah,
He
got-
has.
I played
He
it,
has.
but
What's your
it's
fucking
he.
excuse, man? Come on.
my excuse, it was too glary, it was too glitchy, and I sort of went, oh wait, it's a beta, all right, yeah.
Okay.
No, I just
It's not glary.
it was glary.
What's glary about it?
The glare?
Maybe it's your eyes. 4 eyes. Snap.
Hey,
Is it glasses?
you've got glasses
Yeah.
too, dude.
Poindexter.
It's not too glary. It's got snow, so I guess this might be a
there is
problem for people.
in that regard, I thought to myself, maybe it's glary because it's got snow and the glare's coming off the snow. I thought in that regard, if that's what it's doing, then awesome.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Was
And
it a
also-
snow level?
Sorry?
Was
yeah,
it
oh
a-
yeah, it
Oh,
was
it
this
is.
Porta
Oh, well,
Valdez
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Okay.
So I put it down to that and I went, yeah, this is fucking
It's an
awesome.
effect.
Yeah, it's an effect.
So hold on, for anyone that's listening to this, can they actually take part in this beta at the moment?
They can. If they pre-order the game, they'll get a beta key.
Right.
Okay. We've asked for more keys,
Yeah.
but I don't know how likely that is. The beta's still on for another 22 days.
Cool.
So there's 3 weeks left in the beta. If you get in, just do it. It's like a, I don't know, 1.5 gig download. So you might as well try it out if you've downloaded
Which
it.
I've downloaded it, but
You have, but you haven't played it.
I have
I
a
don't have
key
a
for
beta
you.
key.
I just got it just
that's
before,
really
fuckface.
let's move on, Luke.
Let's go. We got Mass Effect 2 was the big release for this week.
Absolutely.
I think Job's played it.
Yeah, I
Again.
talked about it last week, and I hadn't finished it. I've finished it twice now.
Whoa, you finished it twice?
Yep. One time on a
He
rush.
plays games for a living. You're forgetting
No, I
this.
get that, but I mean, that's...
One time super rushed, and I let things happen that I didn't want them to happen. And the other
No,
time,
you need to explain that. When
everyone died.
Oh,
Yes.
So you
You
didn't do
lost.
like the side missions.
not the optimal result.
I didn't do the side missions, and people started dying in the final mission
So if you
like
don't
fucking
do side
flies.
missions, everyone dies.
The opportunity is there. You'll if you.
I mean, the opportunity
You
is
need-
there for them to die. What kind of opportunity is that?
It's a bad one. It's one you don't want to take advantage of. Basically, you can upgrade your ship, and you can do these side missions to learn more about your teammates. And if you don't upgrade your ship,
You're screwed.
when the other alien spaceship shoots you, it will break through your shields, and people will die. And then if the wrong people die when that happens, then you're forced to use worse people
All right.
in the final mission, and suddenly everyone starts dying, and it's really bad.
Okay.
But it's bad in an awesome way because
Okay, but did you like it? Is it good?
yeah, I did. Oh, it's awesome. It's really
What'd you
well
give
done. I gave it a 9.5.
Okay, cool.
What do you think of Dragon Age?
I thought that was quite good.
Okay.
Yes,
Didn't you give Dragon Age a 10?
I didn't review Dragon
Oh,
Age.
okay.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Is it another one where you have to pause?
No, absolutely not.
No,
It is an
okay.
action game. It is the polar opposite of Dragon Age. Where
Alright, good.
Dragon Age is stop-start gameplay. Mass Effect 2 is run and gun. They've even gone so far as to, if anyone's played Mass Effect 1, they'll have noticed the long, drawn-out gunfight sequences. They tended to get a little bit tedious the further... It seemed like they were just stretching them out to pad out the game time.
Yeah.
In this one, they're short and sharp and really well done. And yeah, you can totally see that they've put a lot of effort into making the action gameplay in Mass Effect 2 much more refined than what it was in Mass Effect. So it comes across as this just really well done RPG action. RPG.
I mean, you played Mass Effect 1, right?
Absolutely.
I didn't, and I didn't care to. I'm thinking about just jumping straight into Mass Effect 2 because
I'm actually exactly the same. I never played Mass Effect, the first one either, but I'm interested in Mass Effect 2. So do you recommend that...
Do
would
it.
Would we get it? Because this is the other thing I heard. Apparently, if you can take your Mass Effect 1 character...
Yep.
Yeah,
And
it carries
take him
over.
into
yeah, I don't
Mass
even
Effect
care
2.
about that. Like,
You
I
don't?
just want a good game. Like,
It's-
But
it
does the
sounds
story
like.
continue, or do you get more out of it if you played the first Mass Effect? Or are you going to miss stuff if you
It's
didn't
meant
play
to
the
be.
first one?
It's meant to be a trilogy, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is a
that's.
trilogy.
I think that's what they're going for. Is whereas that wasn't something originally planned, but they've kind of added it in there a little bit, whereas playing number 2 is where the third version is going to really link in. So I think it's 2 and 3 that are going to count more.
Yeah, like, I mean, from the sound of it, like, 2's so much better than 1 that I really wouldn't have a problem just reading the story of 1 on Wikipedia or something like that.
You could do that.
Well, I've, like, since last week, since the game came out, I've been talking to people. They're like, I'm thinking about picking up Mass Effect 2, but I haven't finished. I'm so close to finishing Mass Effect. I think I'll go finish that. I literally say to all of them, fuck it, just get Mass Effect.
Yeah, don't they give you like a
Don't bother.
flashback type thing at the start of the second one?
All,
Tell
like,
you, they explain the
Last
story
time
basically.
on Mass Effect. Previously.
Yeah, wouldn't that take a while to actually do?
I don't know.
yeah, no.
Flashback
it gets
is a
explained
60-hour RPG game.
because
previously.
it's set 2 years after, and things get explained.
There were long, drawn-out gunfights. A few aliens had sex.
You had sex with a blue chick.
One man, one desire. Commander Shepard explores the galaxy.
Oh yeah, and there's a planet called Joe.
You need to change jobs right now.
You could be the new voiceover guy.
Yes.
In a world. In a time. In a land.
There's a
Wartime.
planet called Job, so it's endeared itself to me forever.
There's a planet called Job. Is it a shitty planet?
It's a methane planet.
You'd know, Heath.
Is it a gas giant?
Just keep,
Yay!
just keep rolling with the jokes, motherfuckers. Like I said on Facebook, what was it? Yeah, they were going to name a planet after your mums, but they didn't have a crab nebula. Yeah.
So hang on, is the joke now that Joby has an orbit?
That was always the joke. Sad.
Hang on, this is me being gravitationally pulled towards Joby.
That'll be good for all the viewers at home.
I just imagine you like Peter Griffin right now, where he creates that orbital thing around it.
Thanks, guys. I was proud of something in a video game, and
No,
you've
no,
turned
no.
it into a source of shame.
Hey,
You guys are
we're just
fuckwits.
bringing you down a little bit, you know, making you humble. Just because there's a fucking planet named after you doesn't mean you can be all, oh, look at me, all humble.
And you go to it, and there's a mission on it. Yeah.
What's the mission? What do you have to do?
Shoot
He's
some people.
opened himself
Shoot
up now.
people? That's it?
Well, that's all the missions.
There's nothing else to do on that planet?
Well, you pick up another mission to another place. Yeah, but it's a really cool planet.
Did you read the lore for that planet, or is
Yeah.
there lore in Mass Effect 2 for
what's
the different
background
planets?
for it?
It was previously inhabited, and it's got a pressure that's twice as much as somewhere else or something.
Give me something that I can make a joke about.
If you have respiratory problems, you're not supposed to visit. Travel advisory, you're not supposed to visit Joe.
Oh, he just made
What
a
I just
joke.
say before?
Selfie. That's, yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
good talk.
Hey, good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Dicks.
You can't breathe around that Joby.
I'm still fixated on things orbiting around you.
Got to have a gas mask when you go to Joby. Yeah.
Poor Job.
He loves it. He does.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Who's talking about this one?
Me.
Probably Joby. I haven't got a chance to play it yet. I'm going in this Friday.
I saw the trailer that they released the other day for the
That was the
weapons.
violent one,
That was
wasn't it?
amazing. I wasn't keen. Like, it wasn't on my radar up until I saw that video.
Red Dead's actually probably the console game I'm looking forward to the most, to be honest, just out of this year.
Is that not PC at all?
I don't know.
I think it is.
StarCraft 2 is my PC number one, personally. But yeah, Red Dead, I think it looks cool. But Joby, yeah, tell us more about it. You played it.
I have played it, and
Yeah.
it is really cool. It does it an injustice to call it Grand Theft Horses, but I'm going to
Yeah,
keep
who
calling
would
it
have
that.
done that?
I'm going to keep calling it that anyway because I like it, and it is sort of apt. It is very much the Grand Theft Auto engine with horses.
What about the gameplay, though? Is it go from point A to point B doing this and that? Or?
That's the difference. See, that's where they're trying to evolve freeform action adventure games. They're trying to go beyond this. You have a city, go from here and go to there. If you get distracted on the way, fine. They're trying to make you distracted. They're trying to give you reasons to be distracted and make that count towards the gameplay. You can go hunting. You don't save in your house. You save when you go camping.
Which is it's kind of interesting because for a game that's kind of set in the Wild West, where it's these vast vistas of emptiness, usually traditionally in your Wild West and stuff like that, they've managed to fill it up with more genuinely interesting stuff than they kind of did in like a massive sprawling city.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah. It's like vast and empty, as you were saying, and yet it's so full and teeming with life that you don't notice that you're dragging your ass around.
The other thing is,
between
tell me the
city.
last Western game
was good.
that you played. Like, I can't.
Call of Juarez is fine, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I wouldn't call it like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shut
Okay.
down.
All right,
I mean,
all right.
half of it. I thought half of it was cool with the whole holding a Bible in one hand, and I'm talking about the first Call of Juarez here. I didn't
Clearly.
play the second
No, I
one.
didn't play the second one either. I played the
Second
first
one wasn't
Yeah, that was like the first. I liked holding the Bible in one hand, you know, like shooting with the other, going, yeah, and the wrath of God will come. But then they had like the other missions, which were like
the other guy. Yeah.
ballet.
Hold on, was the Bible? It wasn't a weapon, was it?
Well, no, it's like when you clicked, you had the Bible in one hand, and that was the left trigger. So when you pressed left trigger, he would do a Bible quote, and then in the right hand you had a gun, and then so you would shoot with the right trigger. So like,
And
yeah.
then do a Bible quote.
And so it was up to you. Like if you didn't want to do Bible quotes, if you just wanted to shoot, that's cool. But
right. But
yeah.
you could quote
Yeah.
the wrath of God.
Absolutely.
By shooting people.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
He's
biblical.
beset on all sides by the path.
Is this a
Maybe.
series?
Seventh
Maybe.
commandment: do not kill.
Man, that's a feature that should have got promoted more heavily in that.
Samuel L. Jackson style.
Well,
And Isaiah beget. What,
Yeah. If the wrong quote came out, like thou shalt not
And
kill.
Mordecai beget.
I was thinking more like they could put a book of Job in Grand Theft Auto 6.
Quit fucking inflating his ego, man. He's already got a whole fucking planet named
So,
The Job in the Bible, though, he's a total cunt.
and that's Joab.
just in the Bible?
There is
No,
a
Job.
Job in the Bible who's a total
Job.
cunt. Though.
Job. He was Job.
Not that one. No, there's another one who's a total
Get
cunt.
a job.
You're not paying attention here.
So, how do the horses control?
Oh
Do
no,
have-
they control amazingly well. They turn a little bit wider than a car would, which makes sense. But you are able to just hold down on the A button, and you'll follow whoever it is. So you know how in GTA 4 you jump in the car and you drive to a location. And that's how you team up with people to go places. Well, in this, you hold down on A, and you will follow whoever it is to the direction, to the location. So you don't have to steer and shit,
crash.
and
Get
crash.
the cops after you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
So there's
I'm just
no
keen.
tanks in this one.
And it also allows you to
Just big
hold
horses,
down on
yeah.
A, and that sort
Bulls.
of sets.
Oxen.
Oxes.
I'm keen to see what their controversial thing will be.
Yeah, I
for
mean, is this a
game.
serious game, or is it more like along the lines of GTA, or it's a bit of comedy as well?
It looks serious from what I've seen. I've
Yeah.
not really seen much comedy in it.
I don't know what it is about the writers at Rockstar, but they seem to do these really cartoony characters, and you're still seeing these cartoon characters in Red Dead Redemption, which I don't really like. You've got these overblown stereotypes.
Yeah, but there's
the
no-
drunken Irish guy whose name is Irish.
But there's
The Irish McFlies.
That's it. Yeah.
But there's no Russian mobsters or gangsters or hip hop wannabes or.
You're getting awfully close there to your racism.
No.
You got Arab money.
It's satire.
We got Arab money. Hey, bitches! It's a Busta Rhymes
Ladies,
song.
prepare to suffer. Sorry, Joby gets it.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, moving on.
What's next?
What's next? Metro 2033.
Oh, this game. This is
THQ's
what
new
you're
one?
looking at. If the guys at Stalker had to actually deliver a video game that was on the Xbox and therefore had actual guidelines that they had to meet,
Now,
instead of just leaving it full of
I've
bugs
heard
and
some
releasing
things
it as
about
a
this
full
game, and Joby could probably clear this up for me. I mean,
Wow.
okay, so this is a game by the guys that did Stalker.
Some of them, yeah.
And they're based in, is it like Russia, Moscow sort of thing, or?
Yeah.
It's based
Moscow.
underneath.
Did I say Moscow?
Underneath Moscow. Moscow?
Moscow.
Moscow?
Did I say
Moscow.
Moscow, Moscow?
I don't-
Russia, Moscow.
Yes, Moscow.
Right. Fuck. Okay.
Anyway, it's based
Yeah.
underneath Moscow, right? So
Yes.
what's happened is the end of the world. The air outside will kill you. You've got limited oxygen, and so instead of living out on the surface, you live underneath.
In the metro sort of
In the-
subway
the
tunnels,
tunnels.
and things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it's good. I like that it doesn't like focus on it's the end of the world or anything like that. It's just your particular, view in this particular area.
Well, that's
Stuff
it.
that,
Like,
so-
you can't save the world. It's already done.
Yeah.
So,
It's fucked.
yeah. You're just trying to survive. So it gives you a little bit of a reason to branch out from like where you initially are. It's a bit of the Fallout type thing to give you a reason.
It feels very familiar, but it's also very Russian. Like everyone's
It
all
is.
Russian. You know those scenes in Enemy of the Gates?
Yeah.
I think where they're all underground.
That's
and
it,
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff, and everything's really tight. And there's kids crying and all this kind of thing.
And
Everyone's fucked. Everyone's poor. Everyone's like dirty, and it's.
You hear noises and dust like falls from the roof
it's this
and
great
shit.
atmosphere sort of thing,
Yeah.
which is good.
Do you reckon that the ultimate twist is the fact that it's actually all just a propaganda thing and actually up above land? It's actually
No, you
No,
go-
you
you
actually
go
go
above.
up.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Did you go above?
Oh,
yeah.
that's no fun.
There's
Yeah.
limited air. Were you not listening?
I was, but I'm just saying, like, it was like, maybe it's just they just say that to make people go underground.
No, you do go up, and I love that they've got this. I don't know what. I think it's a landmark in Moscow that you're actually trying to get to this giant tower, and I love how they've used this like iconic tower style.
Half-Life 2.
Exactly, the Half-Life 2 tower. That you see it in the distance, and it just looks. It's imposing and foreboding, and you know you're going to have to go there eventually.
Constant reminder of your long-term goal.
Exactly, and it is such a fundamental.
I like that gameplay mechanic if they
Yeah.
show you like that final goal right at the beginning sort of thing.
Absolutely,
I think it was recent Darksiders kind of did something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I like that because when you get there, it's all the more sweeter. This is what you've been working for the
Yeah.
last 8 hours or something. You're finally here, and it's you've built it up in your mind to be this massive, huge thing, even if it is a letdown or whatever. But yeah, anyway.
I haven't reached the end of Darksiders yet, so
Really?
is that
It's
where you...
good. No, not Darks. Actually, Darksiders ends really well. But I won't go into that.
Did you finished it right?
Yeah. So yeah.
That ending.
Yeah, I know. Shh.
Anyway, yes, I was just.
So yeah, that's
punching the
Metro. Are there any other
Punching
particular
the air.
games? Just I don't know, put it out to everyone else. I mean, is there anything in particular people have been playing?
Bioshock 2 next week.
Bioshock 2 comes out next week.
We will be playing that this week.
I mean, a lot of us have played it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Pretty good?
I haven't. I'm like the. Am I the?
You haven't
only
played
one
it at
that
all?
I
hasn't
haven't.
played it?
I haven't.
I haven't played it.
Yeah, there we go.
So
it's-
that's-
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 well done, Luke.
3 for 3. All right,
Oh.
good.
Oh, you haven't
it's
played
like
it, Jay?
2. No, I haven't played it.
Oh.
No.
We outnumber the people that have played it. That's good.
Oh my God.
Fuck you guys.
I'm on this side of the table.
Join
So what were you
going to
say, Luke? How
Yeah,
fantastic
how good
is
is it, Luke?
It's good,
Go on.
from what I've seen.
Have you played any of the multiplayer at all? Or
They haven't showed us that yet, no.
You know, that's the bit I'm most skeptical about.
Me too, yeah.
I never played Bioshock 1 and went, you know what this game needs? Fucking multiplayer.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't. It could the multiplayer could be crap. As long as they do the single player fine.
I don't know.
You know?
I
Like,
wonder,
it's just an added bonus.
I wonder where that stuff comes from, sort of thing. Where does who came up with the idea to put multiplayer in the game?
It's because it's a first-person shooter, and
it's a tick on the back of the box. That's
So
it.
this is what I mean. Does that come from the developer or the publisher? I was talking to a mate of mine that actually knew some of the developers that worked on Batman Arkham Asylum. Apparently, they had to fucking fight tooth and nail not to put multiplayer in that game. Because the publisher on high is like, no, you've got to have multiplayer in this game. And they were like, we don't need it. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we want to focus on. And especially in today's climate and all that kind of stuff, there was a lot of pressure for them to do it. The fact they didn't have to was huge. So I wonder, did the publisher come down on the developer and go, you need to have multiplayer in this game, it needs to up it, or was the developer like, we feel this is going to be a viable addition?
it could be cool. I mean, theoretically, like with the whole with atmospheric stuff, you like having pools of gas, and then with the plasmids of fire and stuff,
Yeah.
and just watching out for the environment and stuff
Actually,
like
the
that.
plasmids and stuff. Yeah, that could add something.
And they've added extra plasmids as well. So you'll
Okay.
get plasmids in multiplayer that you wouldn't get in single player.
A lot of it might come down to level design, but the question really is just whether they put the effort into it or not.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
The good thing about it is there's a totally different developer working on it. So they're not focusing their normal team on it. So they're not getting
Yeah,
distracted
it's not
by it.
diverting anything from the
Yeah,
single
that's
player,
right.
so it doesn't matter.
But that's still not reassuring about the multiplayer. I'm
It's
with
not
you, yeah.
reassuring that the multiplayer will be good.
Yeah.
But,
at least-
it is reassuring that it's not going to impact the single player.
That's right.
True. Yeah, that's true. But I am skeptical because we haven't seen any of it, and no one's
true.
actually had any hands
They
on.
they
with
have. Not here in Australia, but overseas they've had a lot of hands on.
and if the first
Yeah.
Bioshock didn't have multiplayer, so I don't think it would be a publisher pressure thing. Would it? I mean, typically it's the second time around. It's the one the developer wanted to make.
Yeah, maybe.
They've kind of proven
Was
themselves.
Bioshock 1 commercially successful.
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I think it
It
sold
was.
a lot on,
It
not
was-
much on the PC
It
though.
was sold out here in Australia for.
They had all
the
those
first
problems on
few
the
weeks
PC,
it came
didn't they,
out.
with the widescreen?
DRM?
And-
Yeah.
Was there a DRM issue?
Yeah, there was.
I only thought it sold like 3.5 million or something. I mean, that's
only 3.5 million.
No, but like it wasn't a huge blockbuster. It was critically huge, but I don't remember it selling.
selling a
UFC.
massive.
UFC 2009 hit 3.5 million, and that's a fucking hit. That is a hit. Like 3.5 million might not. It's not a GTA or a Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but fuck me.
The other thing to keep in mind is Bioshock was, and forget the spiritual success of the System Shock or whatever, it was an original IP. You know, that's always good to see when a game comes out successful, critically, commercially, and stuff like that. So that's.
I think it might have probably got a lot of word of mouth sales. I mean, despite the, it was critically acclaimed and all that as well. But it did seem odd to me. Underwater. Like when someone says underwater shooter to me, I think actually in the water, and I think, I'm not going to get that game. But even when they say like Art Deco city underwater, I'm still pretty like.
Oh wow, Art Deco now. Well, thanks.
Like, ooh,
You've
gotta get
totally
that.
convinced me. I'm just going to go down the gay bar.
I think it. What the? Why did you have to bring up your weekend, dude? Like, just leave it in the
I'm
past.
trying to include you.
What are you trying to say?
I think what really helped was that there was a demo out for Bioshock. Bioshock 1 before it came out, and that was a really good demo.
Yeah. And just you could see how like they've really created a world, and then you could go into the city and say, I want more of that. I didn't play the demo, but
no.
Yeah.
Any other particular games or that we want to talk about? Anything else that's on people's minds at the moment? Or if we kind of covered it, if we kind of done it,
I think we covered it.
Oh, before we finish, there's no prone in Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I don't know what the fuck they're thinking there. I just thought I'd bring it up because I never mentioned it before, and it really shits me.
What do you mean? Prone's that's when you crouch down, right?
When you're
No,
lying down.
on the
When you're
ground.
lying down.
Right.
Where the fuck?
Is there
What the fuck?
helicopters and that sort of junk? Like flying helicopters and planes and...
Yeah.
Oh my.
Where's my...
Where's my heli?
I just figured that my entire thing might have sounded very positive. But there are issues.
It's the prone issue. You like going in your first-person games and lying down.
I've heard that the movement is a lot more like...
It replicates my normal movements.
On the planet Derby.
Being lazy.
Yeah, because when we went to laser tag, you were all about lying on the ground.
You should have done
Yeah,
that.
dude.
It's
You
all about
swore it.
sweating.
You swore at children.
I swear at everyone.
You swore at children when we went to laser tag.
And
That wasn't me. It was
were you
Sarah.
playing against children?
I swore
Were you
I'm a
playing?
really big child.
See?
He was violent too.
You
Yeah,
were.
well, that doesn't
You
sound
were
I saw him.
violent. You were verbally.
They were in
violent.
our base, and you guys were doing nothing.
They were 5 years old. What do you expect?
Hey, look, war's hell, man.
Exactly.
All right.
I'll tell you one thing. They got the fuck out of our base.
They did.
Yeah, you
They
do it,
recognised.
Jove.
They
You
knew.
get 'em.
They knew what was coming.
we need to do that one in Moore Park. That,
Yes.
That
Yeah.
proper-
There's a better one in Moore Park,
Yeah.
Jung.
That's,
We
do
are
it.
going. We are
Yeah.
going.
that's the fucking law on planet Joby, man. All right, I'm in Job. No kids.
So,
Take the
but
prisoners.
I've heard the movement's a lot more like Counter-Strike in Bad Company 2. Do you think they're going for more urban stuff? I mean, what are the maps like? Are they too large for an urban kind of warfare?
Well, there's only one so far. It's that Port Valdez one. That's the only one you can play so far. So I haven't seen any other maps. I haven't seen any of the other modes.
Neither have we. Yeah.
Why is that?
How's that one
Because
map
we
though?
don't
Is
have the
it-
beta keys.
It's a pretty good mix. It's got a construction site to start off with. Then it moves into sort of houses. Then it moves down to a actual dockside, which is actually
Side of a hill.
It's quite Counter-Strike.
And you're capturing points along the way, and,
Yeah.
and that has control over spawn points and that sort of...
Yeah.
So what's different about this game?
What's different?
Yeah.
You can blow up walls. Actually,
Oh, no, bullshit. No, I remember playing the first... I remember this now. The first Battlefield Bad Company. That was one of the big things, right? You can blow up any wall or anything like that, and that didn't make any fucking difference to anything.
Oh, it so does. I'm writing.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
doing. Actually, this will be out after I put up the piece. But no, I was hiding behind a fence
Right.
while a tank drove down a fucking hill.
Yeah.
And these three dudes were running behind the tank, and I knew, like just innately that one of them was an engineer, and I shot at them because I knew they'd repair the tank. That was basically it.
Yeah.
So I shot at them, killed one of them, and suddenly the fence starts chipping away. I've ducked behind the fence, and the fence starts chipping away and disappearing, disintegrating in front of me. So I start running backwards, and the fence is just disappearing the whole time I'm running.
It's a bit ridiculous, though. I mean, cement fences being torn apart by rifles.
It was a wood fence.
Even wood fences, I mean, they would take like a small little, maybe a hole, or at most like a small chunk of that fence, but
Two
not
dudes
like
in a tank shooting at you, though. And the last one was a tank shell.
I'm talking about bullets, though. I mean, I've seen trailers where just bullets take apart like cement fences.
Yeah.
They've taken it a bit too far with the...
I haven't seen
I remember playing it. It just felt a little bit gimmicky. Like, that's the big thing they'll push you on. Like, destructive. It feels like fucking the original Red Factions all over again, sort of thing.
Or like, what was that game, Fracture? Oh, you can build mounds.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the one thing that they're banking on that makes this game stand
I
out.
think people are looking at it wrong. It changes the tactical dynamic of the map. A wall is not a safe place to hide.
Yeah, like, I think that I think it would have to be downgraded a little bit to be taken completely
there's always
seriously.
Project Reality, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Project Reality can come out for Battlefield Bad Company
Look,
too.
Admittedly, I mean, we'll have to wait till we play it when we get some beta keys. So, but when's that? I don't know. It should be soon.
I think sometime around the release date of the game.
Yeah, in about 22 days.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do you even have a computer good enough to run it, Yug?
Yes, yeah, of course I do.
Totally.
Yeah, totally, man. It plays Cannonball. Anyway, we should move on to other topics because, unfortunately, to the Gap crew, we
can't just ramble on.
We can't just ramble on because this is a combined podcast. We've made a deal. We've made a pact. Because the AG podcast goes for half hour. The Gap podcast goes forever.
2.5 hours.
However long we like.
So we're going to keep this to an hour just to keep it tight. This is a challenge.
Wow, it is. It's like 20 minutes is what we've got left.
We've got 20 minutes.
Work with it, boy.
Work it, boys.
We're usually still going through Job's rant at this time.
No, we don't.
No?
Not even close.
Okay, let's go to the news of the week. I guess the biggest one so far is Apple has finally announced their tablet they're bringing out.
That's not the biggest news. That's
the biggest flop. The biggest...
Whoa.
So Apple have announced...
Hey, guy. Hey, what's this? What's this, guy? Hey, fella.
You want a soda?
Fuck off.
No, but don't listen to Job's opinion because he hates everything Apple because he.
So do I, though. iTunes is the worst piece of software ever developed.
It is a terrible piece of software.
I don't want it on my PC, man. It takes over.
It does.
I don't want to install that.
It tries to install QuickTime, and you're like, no, fuck
We
off.
talked about this shit last week, didn't we?
Alright, so we're not going to
maybe I'll repeat.
Well, the iPad's been it's announced.
It's been officially announced.
It's
We know all
Apple's
the
big thing.
specs.
It's between the iPhone and the Mac computer. It's
3 times as big as an
you know
iPod,
what?
and it does all the same
Everyone
things.
knows fucking everything about it. I want to actually talk about what you think the potential of it in terms of a gaming platform actually is, if at all. Do you actually look at this and think, wow, there's actually some potential for some cool gaming ideas? Because developers already have said that they're going to be making games specifically for the iPad. Not just iPhone games that can be played in the iPad, but even fucking local company Fireman that does the flight control game. They've already been utilising the software to actually make a specific iPad game.
But is there any market for this?
It's called Flight Control Big.
Excel.
Longer flight control sort of thing, yeah. But
No, I think the potential is there. An interesting thing I saw on Byteside on Facebook brought up board games on the iPad could work very well.
Also, a couple of the things that I was mentioned on Byteside as well. Some of the things that were demoed on the Surface, like smaller versions of that for the iPad. As well as games like Ruse and stuff that are kind of being demoed on PCs, but I don't think a lot of people will actually use the touchscreen functionality on Ruse, but on the iPad could be a perfect match.
I don't trust Ruse. That trailer, those guys that were playing it looked way too cool.
But Ubisoft has this
really
bad tradition of doing that. Like they make good games look stupid. Like I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Frag Dolls promo of End War.
End War, yeah, I saw that.
Oh my god, yeah. And you just think it's exactly what you would picture if you imagined a couple of models being hired who knew nothing about games to just stand in front of a camera and were directed to say, "Oh my god, this is fantastic! The game just does what I say intuitively. Oh my god!" But the thing is, the voice communication actually really worked in that game, and it was a pretty alright game.
Don't
they just
start
made it
talking
seem
about N-word again
terrible.
every fucking episode.
But they're doing the same thing with Ruse. I mean, it's not as terrible as that, but the two... I mean, you look at that ad with Ruse and you think, all right, obviously the gaming experience is not like
Just
that.
a little bit. Have you guys actually used a Surface? Windows 7 Surface?
No.
I have. I went to a Windows event where they had a Surface table there. I mean, this was for work too, like proper business corporate. I had to wear like suit pants and a collared shirt, shave.
You own those things.
What?
I didn't even know you owned a suit and shirt.
I do. I got one. It's in my bag. I just wear the same one every day. I wash it every night. No, seriously, when I started this job, it was the funniest thing because I bought a collared shirt, suit pants, and shoes for the interview. And then they hired me. Like, fuck. So I started the first day wearing the clothes I wore for the interview, and every lunchtime I'd go and buy a new shirt until I had enough for like a week and a half. So
Mild-mannered reporter for the during the night. He's young.
When I started at GameArena, I wore a
you had to buy new t-shirts and
pants.
jeans.
No, I
New
bought
pair of underwear, to
suit
actually
pants
change.
and button-up shirt, and I walked in, and everyone's wearing t-shirts. I'm like, oh, you look like a dick. And now the whole corporate, nature has changed, and everyone's wearing button-up shirts. Fuck them. I am not. Fuck them.
And that's official on the podcast. Joby says, "Fuck 'em."
Fuck
to
'em.
the- Okay, no more drinks for that man. But
I'm
yeah,
a creative type.
I've used the Surface. It's cool. I actually used this Lonely Planet sort of guide thing that they gave an example. There's a store down in Sydney. We are in Sydney. That makes no sense. Where you can actually get things from the store, put them on the Surface, and it detects what the actual thing is, and it comes out with all the information. You can pretty much have the actual. And it's actually really fucking awesome. You can twist it around, pull the information out. If you put
That'd be really cool.
But
you get
what
this.
is it, like a mobile phone or something?
No. It's like
a
it's almost like a memory stick sort of thing. So you put that memory stick down, out comes all the information. You can actually copy information across to like a card that you put on the table. So you take stuff out of this book, put it across. It's
And what
just
what technology is it using to do that?
Magic Surface.
Magic.
It's
Yeah.
Windows Surface and the actual.
They're doing like cloud computing. Basically.
So it's like that thing when you watch.
And Magic is a
Hogwarts.
proprietary
It's
software of
Minority
Microsoft.
Report.
At Hogwarts School of Wizardry and Witches.
It literally is Minority Report for consumer level, and it's fucking cool. In terms of gaming applications, I got no idea. I haven't played
Ruse.
anything like that. I'm not saying Ruse, man. Those guys in the ad were way too cool. I just don't trust it.
Stratago, as I said on Facebook. Stratago.
Hey, we need to get back to the fucking iPad here, right? We've gone way off.
I was just about to say. I was thinking, like, what if you put your wang on it, and then will it extract information out of that somehow?
Then it comes up with porn.
Try not to make racist joke.
What if you put an iPad on the Surface?
Oh,
The world will explode.
The screen goes all blue.
The Surface goes.
But yeah, with the Surface, can you see? I mean, okay, board games is a good example. Are there any other particular game types that you think would work on a Surface that wouldn't work on your other? Because it is
On
a
an
different
iPad.
platform. On an iPad, it's a different platform to any other gaming console out there. It is. So,
One
is there anything you could think that would
one
work?
thing
on
I
it?
noticed on the App Store is Broken Sword Director's Cut.
I was just
And-
about to say
Yeah.
point and click adventures.
Point and click
Yeah,
adventures.
so-
Yeah.
They'd still work on the iPod, but they'd be much better on an iPad.
Well, that's the whole thing. You got more cinematic experiences you could get out of an iPad that you couldn't get out of an iPhone. iPhone, iPad,
anything else.
I still don't think it's going to be a big market for
It's
that.
not going to sell. I don't.
No.
Apple fanboys going to buy this. That's it. It's a bigger.
That's
iPhone.
what everyone
I'm
said
just
about
waiting
the
for the
iPhone.
next thing, though. Like, for me, I wouldn't even think about getting this because I know the next one's going to be so much better.
Yeah.
Whatever they bring out next.
I
Like-
think I know what the next.
Yeah,
one will be.
who would want to go and buy an iPhone when it only does 2G, and then the fucking line at the Apple Store is around the fucking corner, and you're like,
I think I
Where
know
are
what the
these
next
people
thing will
coming
be.
from?
I do. I'm going to predict this. I'm going to put it out there. Have you seen those screens that actually they're flexible? You can fold them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
You pull them up from
Yeah.
like a scroll. Yeah.
A scroll. That I reckon, these things are in the way. I keep bumping them. A scroll. I reckon that'll be the next thing.
Well, even
I scroll.
I mean,
I scroll.
even if it's not that much of a massive leap, like I'm waiting for the ibetterpad.com. Like
the iPad 3GS.
it's just a rule. You don't go with the first thing.
Exactly. No, not with
Not with Apple. Yeah.
Never go with the first gen.
No, just trust Microsoft.
I'm not saying
You
that.
just don't go with the first.
Don't go with the first.
Just don't go with the first generation.
All right, we've got other stuff that we're going to quickly talk about because we're running out of time.
We do.
This one's not going to take long. We Fit saved a woman's life. What's the story here,
Oh
guys?
my
Jay, tell
god!
us.
Oh my god! Everyone, stop what you're doing right now, because this shit is going down. What the fuck is this? Like, some bitch out there goes on and tells the world how much We Fit is so good for you, and it keeps you all healthy and stuff. Bullshit. We Fit is the same thing as getting on a treadmill.
Is she a bit media hungry? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's
or,
it.
Yeah,
or is Nintendo a bit media hungry?
So what did she do? She used the Wii Fit alongside with regular exercise, healthier eating.
Hold on. 30-year-old...
Is this Octomom?
38-year-old mum loses 50 kilos, size 22 to a size 10.
She was probably pregnant when she got first weight.
In a year from We Fit. Too embarrassed about her weight to visit a gym or go out jogging, she bought a We Fit. Started getting up at 5 a.m. every morning for a We Fit workout and ditched the comfort eating for a healthier
of a
diet.
little bit more than...
Well, she says she ditched the comfort eating for a healthier diet. I would say that kind of contributes pretty...
A little bit.
That's kind of,
Quite a
I don't
bit.
know, 80 or 90% of the
Instead of
fact
eating
that she
3
lost
tubs
weight.
of ice cream a
Hold on,
day,
no.
I'm now not.
I love her quote, which is, as far as I'm concerned, We Fit saved my life.
Oh my god!
Had
How
to
much
put
did
that in there.
Nintendo pay her to say that line? That is.
I did read about a
me
kid
so
who
angry.
decided to use to treat his exercise as a video game type method, which is it's just like any other sort of methodology for motivating yourself. But this guy was like, if I do 5 kilometers of running each day, then I'll get an extra XP point. And once I get to 10 XP points, I'll get an extra level. And then he worked towards getting up levels. And suddenly he was trying to get as many... That's a legitimate video game-related fitness story.
You had a whole
Not
bunch of
fucking...
XP.
I changed how
Yeah,
I eat, changed how I live, and a Wii Fit was tangentially involved.
And whether you're playing World of Warcraft or doing that, I guess you don't have materially anything at the end of either one. But
Exactly.
one of them you're fit.
That's...
I call bullshit on this whole thing. Like, right now, I feel like making an earthquake simulator game for the Wii and then giving it to some Haitian person and saying, hey, play this for a year. And then, in a year's time, you can say, hey, guess what? I survived this earthquake because I played Wii Earthquake.
Well, that's not relevant now. Maybe a year ago that would have been handy for those guys.
But you know
Yeah.
I hate fitness games. I played EA Active. Do you guys remember that one?
That's actually not too...
No,
okay,
no.
That's
I'm
not too bad.
The only reason I bag it is because it didn't give me... I was like legitimately going to do like the 8-week course thing and whatever. But one of the games is jogging, right? So you jog around the track and you've got this thing strapped around your thigh and you stick the Wiimote in there and it tracks how far you jog and all this kind of stuff. And the whole thing uses the Wii balance board as well. But what it didn't tell you is that when you're doing the jogging simulation, you're actually supposed to not be standing on the Wii board.
Oh, no.
So
that's kind of obvious.
no, it's not. It wasn't, because everything else you got to stand on the fucking Wii board.
But no, in Wii Fit you have the same thing. You're meant to jog in
Yeah.
Wii Fit, but you don't do it on the board, and it's kind of
Didn't say
obvious.
that. It's not obvious.
Why
Anyway, I
would-
broke the Wii board.
So the moral of the story is he broke the Wii board and
He wants to blame it on
and
something.
he blames
Yeah.
the game.
That's right, I do. I think EA should send me a new Wii board thing. But yeah, last thing that we'll probably talk about in this podcast is Game Jam down here in Sydney. Who went to that?
I went to that.
Single-handedly.
Want to elaborate?
No, good. Well, I mean,
Well, no,
Cool story,
to be fair, Jay, Heath, and I came very close.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
We were a room away.
Congratulations.
We were a
Good
room.
stuff.
We were closer than you, motherfucker.
well,
Yes.
yeah, that's not
Snap.
hard. But no,
But-
I mean,
but
tell
we-
us all about it. What was the go? What's the story?
All right. Well, the story about Game Jam is it's actually a global event. It happens around the world in different cities where developers band together in groups of about 3 to 5, and they have actually it's realistically it's more about 1 to 6 because there are some lone wolves that like to do all the coding and design and graphics themselves. But they have 48 hours to make a game, and they're locked into a room. And it was the first time it's ever happened in Sydney because the Sydney development scene is not as progressed as Brisbane or Melbourne. So that was sort of the whole point. The IGDA in Sydney is keen to kickstart the scene in Sydney. So I think they had enough applicants to do another 2 game jams in addition to the one that happened, but there was about 55 developers in this one that happened in Sydney.
So hold on, how many teams all up were participating in the 48-hour game?
About 15, 16 teams.
Cool, all right.
I forgot the name.
Were you there as they were actually doing the 48-hour thing?
Yeah, I was there each day.
Did you watch their... Because I've been part of the one up in Queensland, the IGDA did that one as well. And once you get to that 36-hour period, because they do try and not sleep, they got to power through. You get to the last 12 hours, and it's mayhem.
Absolutely.
You've got teams that have just completely fallen apart. There was a fist fight that broke out at one.
Really?
And there was another one when I was watching it. They were doing live telecast with a group in Canberra that were doing it as well. And this guy had his whole team leave him, but he was determined to continue on and finish. And so they had this live video cast of this one guy in a big empty room that was all dark with a glowing computer screen, and he's tapping away for 48 hours. His whole team just bailed on him.
Oh my lord!
So were there any controversies or any kind of
Absolutely not, man.
upsets?
Absolutely. There was one team that didn't make it to the final presentations because they thought their idea was crap, and
Right.
they just left, basically. But other than that, it was like they.
How does it work? They get locked in the room?
They get
How do they police not having some kind of idea in mind?
Yeah, well, they basically give you some restrictions. So the whole point is it is a competition. But it's a competition in the same way that theater sports is a competition, where you kind of like
Competition.
No, it's not really. They announce a winner at the end of it, but really the point is that the audience had fun. And here the point is that all these developers in Sydney have a place where they come and be creative and just sort of immerse themselves for a weekend in creative energy and mingle. And that's exactly what happened. And I was there from, it started on Friday night. After a couple of hours, it was easy to see that this event was a massive success. It didn't even matter if all the games they created were crap. Just the fact that all these people had gotten together for the first time in Sydney.
Yeah.
But the games that they did make were insane for 48 hours. But it's kind of funny to see that they're not precious about their ideas at all. At the beginning of the event, they all had to get up in front of everyone and present their ideas. Some people came with a team, with their mates. Some people just came alone, and they might stand in front of the group and say, hey, here's my idea for a game. It's pretty wacky, but I'm a designer. I lack a coder and a graphics person, so if you want to join my team, please say hey.
Maybe actual game developers should try and do that and see what happens.
Yeah.
This is the game we're working on. Anyone keen?
Yeah.
Well, we're lacking about 70 people.
Easy.
It's funny you mention. A lot of these people do get picked up.
Yeah,
and a lot of these people of the weekend will get picked up because there's some serious talent on show there.
Yeah.
And even if some of them were very young.
I'm stoked to hear about it. You don't really... especially, I'm from Brisbane, where there's a whole bunch of developers up there, and there's a really prevalent IGDA community and things like that. To hear this stuff happening in Sydney is really good, because there's usually not a lot of support for your local developers or things like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. We're going to wrap it up.
Wrap away.
Just quickly, though.
We need to actually wrap it.
If anybody's keen, on Monday nights we have a community game night, which has been going really well lately. We've played a bit of Team Fortress 2, Counter-Strike, that sort of thing.
Suicide Survival, don't forget
Suicide Survival.
Best game ever.
We're doing them on Monday nights. If you're very keen in playing that, check out the AustralianGamer forums. All the details are usually posted up there, or find the Gap Facebook page. And next week we're going to be playing...
throwing up on GameArena as well.
Man.
It's up there somewhere.
Right. I've thrown them up on GameArena as well. So.
They're on GameArena.
Become one of our friends on Steam.
I'll tell you all about it. Next week is going to be on Monday night, Counter-Strike gun game.
We're going to do gun game again?
I think so. We'll try and get maybe
we're going to do that Red Alert mod sometime soon.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Definitely.
Gun game's hilarious.
There's this, Renegades? Was it Renegade?
Oh, that was the third person one.
The first person one.
Yeah.
Well, someone made a mod.
CNC. No, there was third person, wasn't it?
It was both.
Anyway, all right.
Someone made a mod that was Red Alert style.
Okay. I have one more just last breaking news to put out there.
All right.
We have a guy in Australia, his name's Daniel Holland, and he's 25 years old from Melbourne, and he's the...
Single, he's looking
at... No. Yeah, totally. Yeah. But he's the guy who won the GT Challenge in Australia, so he's getting the pass to go to...
That's awesome.
Where is it again?
England?
Somewhere in Europe. Yeah,
Nice.
to join that boot academy for Gran
Yeah.
Turismo. So good on him. Good luck,
Very
man.
nice.
Nice.
Joby, GameArena, where can we find a lot of stuff happening over there? What's going on?
On Game
What are we
Arena.
doing on GameArena?
Yeah, where can you find the Gap?
Where can you find the Gap?
On Game Arena.
iTunes, GameArena, Facebook.com/TheGap. All of those.
Cool.
Like, how would you if you listen? I don't understand this one. Like,
Our
if you're listening to it.
people on Australian
Australian
Gamer.
Oh, I
they
forgot
know-
we're doing a mashup
Who
one.
the
But we do
fuck
it
is
every
this?
other week. We do it every other week, and it's always confused me. Why are we doing? Where can you
That's
find
true.
the Gap? Because
Yeah.
you're on the Gap. You've already found us.
That is a good point. And it's at the
In
end
this
of the
one,
podcast.
it is at. but
it
Or
makes
someone
sense.
could be playing this in a public forum somewhere,
Oh,
and then
Jesus.
people don't know where to get the Gap from.
in public.
They could.
What
you
if
never
children
know.
walk past?
No, that's true. Look, I guarantee you, the more and more, okay, with the Gap, the more and more people listen to it, the more and more weird places you'll find people. We had a guy that emailed us when we first started doing the Australian Gamer podcast, and he was really enthusiastic. He's like, man, I listen to your podcast every Saturday morning in bed when I wake up.
And touch myself.
You're like,
It's out of touch, but it's like the first thing he does when he wakes up. He lies in bed, puts on the AG podcast, and listens to me and Matt talk. And it was like, I mean, that's cool and everything to do, but kind of creepy.
I find it hard to get back to sleep on Saturday mornings.
Run out of time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, whatever.
Yug,
for
Job's mum, if she wants to try and find where Australian Gamer podcast is,
Oh,
where
she
would she
wants
go?
to actually listen to a podcast that doesn't waffle on for 2.5 fucking hours. Obviously, it's Australian Gamer. Go to AustralianGamer.com. We got Twitter, twitter.com/AustralianGamer. We got Facebook that we don't do anything with.
We should revive it. We'll bring it back.
Well, yeah, bring it back. Bring back. Oh, no racist comments. But yeah. Fuck,
What's racist?
I got it.
no, nothing. I was
He's
going,
like a one-man.
I can't even figure out what his thought
no,
process is.
I was going to make a reference to Clerks 2 and Porch Monkeys. But
Oh, no.
And then you just did.
but fuck, you all know where to find us, so we're all good. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's more important they need to know where to find
It
the Gap.
is definitely more important the other way around.
But
But
yeah,
we're on iTunes. Come
Guys,
on.
this has been an absolute pleasure.
It has been.
Mixing this up. What?
You can find the Junglist
Come on, man.
the Junglist on Twitter or PC Powerplay and watch this space.
There
Thank
we
you.
go, yeah. Watch this space.
What's
you
watch
can't
this?
tell us any more than that? Or?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh,
but
come on. AG exclusive.
AG exclusive.
Give us
I
the
paid
Gap.
him. I
AG.
paid him.
Give us a little.
if there was
space.
something to tell, hey, I'm completely transparent. I would tell you. I'm making pilots and I'm sending them out to different people. So
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
I like it.
Cool. All right, well, boys, it's been a pleasure.
Cool. Oh, and
Thanks,
the
everyone.
Game On thing, Match Fixer, was the only person who did any good against the excellence that is me in gun game.
I won one.
And you cheated once. Whatever. We're done.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for
tuning in.
coming.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.